What's going on, guys? TT here, and if you're watching this, either you want a refresher or welcome to the game of a gacha. Because what I'm going to be going over in this video is gacha terms. This way you don't look like a fool to your friends or other gacha players. You want to be cool? You want to understand the lingo? You want to be neat? Because I do understand with this Pokemon Masters that's a lot of people's first gacha game. But what is a gacha? What does that term mean? It's actually a term that originally came from the capsule toy vending machines, and it really means that you're going to be rolling on something. Like, it's literally roulette. So whenever you come to something like your Sync Pair Scout here, how you're going to be doing a roll like this, I'll even do one just now. You don't know what you're going to get in that roll. In this case, what are we getting? I got a Chris! Okay, that's really cool. I really hope this is the one true win on this. But that's where it comes out to the whole theme of gacha. You don't know what you're going to get. So it's a loot box, but in gachas it generally is for simply equipment or characters, not cosmetics like loot boxes, and that's where it differentiates. But while we're on this page, I'm going to cover the more gem related terms. Now, first things first, there is gemming. Gemming is a term that's not used as much anymore. And what gemming is when you're going to be kind of just using gems to try and get something. You're going to be, in most cases, people use it for either free gems or pay gems. It's just a generalized term. But when you are speaking about paid gems, that's going to be, well, when you start talking about whaling. What whaling is when a person spent real world money, and usually a lot of it. Because that's where gemming and whaling are different. Gemming is where you might not have spent much real-world money, or you only use free gems, and then whaling is when you've used, like, you're at the point you use $200 in one sitting of rolling. But that's the difference. There's also tends to be controversy between the two because, well, you get it. It can be drama-inducing, and that's where those terms come from. And then we'll also talk about gems in general. You already figured that out. I would hope you did. Purchase gems. These little suckers here that you need for pretty much any sort of role in the game. And they're acquired through, like I said, free. You get the free gems, which you can have gotten in this game specifically through your dailies. I'm not interested in seeing you again right now. But you got your daily missions here, you get gems through some of the general stuff, and then also there's events that drop it, and then your first time completions, as you guys know, or then if you paid money, which is where we fall into RMT. RMT is real money transactions. That is more of the unofficial term, like someone who's on staff or something like that will use the term RMT. As to sound a lot nicer. And what do these things cause? They cause the term salt, which if you've played any video game, you probably know what salt is. It's when someone gets upset, mad, sad, or they just lose their minds in anger. That's all that is. Now, for this game, I'm gonna also go over the rate when someone's talking about rating up, upgrading, ink potent, or increasing potential. That's literally just means that someone's gone in here and they've upgraded their gear in lesser terms, but in most cases they mean increased potential, which I just got that card from Chris, so we'll drop that on blue.
There I go again, getting stronger.
Exactly as he said, there he goes again, getting stronger. So when you're talking about upgrading, increasing potential, rating up, all gacha terms just talking about beefing the character up. Leveling up is not usually considered that. Leveling up, people just use the term level up for. But next, before I go on, while I'm talking about characters here, I do want to talk about the character-specific terms. I'll actually go back to the character page for that. Now, a term we haven't run across yet with this game being new is the term limited. Limited is talking about the characters who are here for a limited time. So say they did a event where you got Ash. That would probably be a limited event, and he would only be available for a short time. They have recurring events where they would bring him back, or he would just never come back again. It really depends on the situation there. But that's generally what that is. And then on top of that, you've also got the lesser used terms like servant, which servant goes back to other gacha games, but might come into this one later on. That literally just means characters. And then you got waifu and husband ho, which that would be a character you just love to death and you rank them up just because you love them. I'll admit I've got a couple characters like that myself, that the only reason I rated them up, I upgraded them, increased their potential, was because I loved them. Like, with me, I always loved Marley. I mean, she's not my main waifu, but she's definitely up there for me. I liked her a lot, and so I ranked her up. And then, on top of characters, you've also got Story Lock, which this game actually has quite a few Story Locks. Story Locks are characters you can only get through story, or the chances of getting them in other gacha games would increase after doing a certain point in the story. We've got a lot of Story Lock characters, just not on the increasing part. Like Sharon, he was story. How there's a whole bunch of good ones that were. And then beyond that, make sure I've got a list here. Make sure I covered all those ones before I move on to the next thing. And then obviously also there's stars. While I'm on the page, I could show how we've got our 4-star, 3-star, 5-star. That's just talking about how strong the character is, how rare it is, how good it is, etc. Now, the next thing is the common term event, which anybody on this game should already understand that term. Event is literally when something's on for a limited time. Like, we got our event missions now, electric type training, we've got the evolution rally, those are our current events. So how it says 41 more days on the evolution rally, that's not going to be here for too long. That is an event. So, those are the main things that I think this game is going to see in terms. So, if you ever hear me mentioning one of those things being like, oh, what is that? That's what it means. And then also, since it is going to be in this game as well, there is one more I forgot, which is EQ. That stands for equipment, or gear, or gearing. All that would fall under upgrading your gear. The equips, which I'm not too far into right now, but you get the picture. That'd be working on your gear, applying gear to your characters. But hopefully this video helps out the people that were interested, that did not understand the lingo. That's going to be the basic stuff. I mean, I don't really see too many more stuff that could be popping up in here. If there are more that pop up, I might do an updated video of this down the line. We will see. That's it for now, though, guys. Leave a like, share it with a friend if they are confused about the gacha lingo. And I will see you later. Peace.